So, while you talk about, building asset, actually, this builds the core mechanism of building wealth, asset allocation. And what I feel, and what I've actually seen is NRI face a very unique financial math problem. Their daily living expenses, their mortgages or lifestyle cost is all in their respective foreign currencies, be it USD, be it GBP or AED. But when you look at India, looking at India as primary high growth engine investing into INR. So given this structure, multi geography dynamic, if I have to say, how should an NRI in this scenario, design an asset allocation framework that is actually successfully, capturing India's aggressive growth story over next 5 to 7 years, and while simultaneously protecting the cross-border needs for stability or liquidity, or even for that matter, currency diversification?
So it's an excellent question, Rinku. I'd love to, break it into two parts. One is your short-term needs, which essentially are more liquidity driven, which is, so to say, an NR is coming to India and investing in India. He really needs more space in terms of, whether he wants money for some work in terms of education of their children, or marriage of their children, or any other specific needs, buying some kind of property anywhere across the world. So that liquidity has to be taken care of. So you have to space your portfolio in such a way that the first part of the portfolio should be more towards addressing your short-term liquidity requirements. The second part of the portfolio should be more towards structural long-term growth story in the Indian equity markets. So I would say, as far as your the first part of the portfolio, which is addressing your liquidity requirement, should be a part of your fixed income instruments like fixed deposits, bonds. Now, just latest news that Government of India has absolutely removed the long-term capital gains in some of the Government of India bonds, and that is a very, very good focus point for some of the fixed income investors who are right now looking at investing into bonds. By the way, the yields in the bonds have already cooled off about 7 to 8 basis points after the news by RBI governor yesterday. So
Correct.
coming back to your point, the bond market, fixed income instruments, it's your short term play that you'll have to go bet, which is your bonds, which is your FDs, and which is your multi asset fund. The second part of the portfolio, which is more towards long term in nature, should be diversified across growth assets like private equity, listed equity, or mutual funds, or international funds put together. Your some of the AIFs and PMS, and some of the gift city options. I think we have recently started that, and it is a phenomenal option for NRs. So I think some of these mix of short-term and long-term goals that you need to address. We need to diversify the portfolio in terms of our asset allocation, and actually go about this uh, need of requiring of the funds for other purposes on the short term, and also have ample amount of growth oriented funds which will give you a compounded return of 12 to 15% in post currency depreciation. I think that is a very, very good amount of returns that we look on a long term average, as far as the as far as the portfolio level is concerned.